Okay, we've got it all covered up now. Everything in the engine, where we've got the air conditioning unit and everything we've been wiring in, getting everything ready. And now basically it's just jamming everything out. I'm jamming everything in here out, and I'm jamming out that window opening because we're gonna be gluing in that glass and going around the other side. We're doing our wiring, and we got our air box in there. So before we run every one of the wires where they need to go, we've shot all around the window jamb, and we're shooting the dash. So right now it's just in base. Got to put a couple more coats on the dash, and glove box still hasn't come in yet, but it'll be on order today. But anywho, got the dash. We're gonna be shooting it base coat, clear coat, get it all ready in here. So all we gotta do when we're ready to do the car is tape up all the interior, and all the interior will be ready to rock and roll, so we can just get all the body finished. But that's the process right now, getting the dash all finished and painted so we can wire it. We shot it up here today in black satin, just like the factory would have had it. And now we're rolling pretty good. We got our air in, so we're just getting everything touched up so we can start to get it rolled in the booth. And now we've got it all slick in here, and we've got paint on the dash. So everything in there is shot now and cleared. It's all shot down in here and cleared as well, and cleared all around that area. And we also shot on the inside rail. So that's gonna be it for that section there of the dash. Now once it all dries in, we can take everything out and start finishing up our wiring. Just 1 second before we get back to the video. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. The next time I upload more future videos, you'll be the first to get them. But let's go ahead and get back to the video. Okay, here it is with everything unmasked. See how everything looks. We've shot the top black, and we cleared it along with everything else. We've been working on getting this big block 454 brackets on for the air conditioner. I shaved the firewall, so I didn't have to have that big plastic piece. I just run the grommets right in there with my wiring. And instead of using the studs, I used these little Allen head bolts because they'll look better. Got to regroup on this because obviously that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to run some kind of elbow from here over. Well, as you can see, we got our air lines here for our vintage air. I'm over here right now assembling the condenser thing, but Dad come over, help me get the glass in. You'll notice this windshield, I made a primer edge all the way around the glass so that you don't see any of the urethane. So the window's in, got all my clips in. It's pretty fresh, so still got to let it sit here and dry pretty good before I can remove all the holders. And there's the vintage air. Of course, everything runs through here. I still got to screw that down. And there's the condenser line. I got it running down through a little grommet. Still got all the wiring and relays to put up in under the dash. Still got all the wiring over here that we're going to run. Now I'll go ahead and show you the panel that we're going to be putting in this dash. The factory original chevelle panel. Here's the panel that's going in it. So it's already got the Astro Air vent already built in. Got the little piece here for the bottom of the steering column. And as you notice, it's got the round gauges. Of course, we're going to utilize these factory retainers here, and you can cut out this yourself. Now here, this is the custom auto sound. It comes with 2 different chrome pieces for it, but it comes with the Bluetooth style original radio, Of course, your amplifier, speakers, everything for your audio system. We'll be putting this in the car. And here's what we're going to be using for our gauges. These classic Dolphin style here. So all these right here be real nice, and they'll go directly into that. And I've already checked it. They fit perfectly within this panel. So I know all that's going to work. So we're good on that end. One thing this does need, it needs that cigarette lighter put in here. That's one thing it does. And now for our vintage air, this is the lines for the hoses that run through the dash for the defroster. Of course, our American Powertrain shifter and some more of our wiring. And this will be the center vent that'll go under the dash. We'll be using the factory Astro Air kit here. Gotta order the vent ball that goes on the inside. Gotta get the chrome piece that runs along here that says SS Chevelle. Gotta get that. The glove box, it's next door. Gotta go pick it up. This right here for the heater core, I put one of these little bleeders. Now what I did, I picked up one of the flush kits, and the flush kit is made to where you can just flush all the air out. So with that, I can be adding the water to it, and as it's circulating through the lines and the coolant, well, distilled water, once it starts to come out of this right here and it all bubbles out, I'll know the lines are filled, the engine's filled, because this right here is on the high side. Of course, the vintage air has the heater control switch here, which is mounted. I've mounted it up on the inside of the fender right there. So we have those screws for the bottom hose and those for the top. And I just made this right here. I like to touch them up, paint them black. But that's to hold these lines in place. Got some more of those double-sided hold downs right there. So I did change these right here out from plastic to the metal ones so that I can tighten it down a little bit more and put more torque on it for the valve covers. Still got to go get some more belts because those belts was not long enough. I did flip the battery around. My positive cable wasn't the size I needed, so by flipping it around, it gave me a lot more room. I do have the negative on, but I ain't gonna put the positive because I ain't got it all wired in yet. Now I'm just working on getting this right here. I got to drill a hole and get everything right here straightened out. Gotta get everything in. So this is what we're doing right now, trying to finish up getting all the air conditioner ran, having all the air done. And once all the air is on there and buttoned up, I'm gonna go ahead and run the gas through it, just pressurize it a little bit, and then start running all my wiring. Okay, now I've got it in. The condenser is bolted in place, bolted up here, and one there, one goes there for the brace for the latch. I don't got the wires ran yet, but it is gassed. I did gas it up. Drilled my hole here. And looking down through the top, and there it is. It runs down. It runs over into this, and then runs over. Of course, this is secured to this inner fender, double lined all the way through, and I crimped it with my crimp tool on both sides. And I had to order this elbow right here because it was hitting right here. So instead of using that chrome piece right here, which was hitting, I had to order the elbow. Everything is done under here. Of course, none of the wires for the lights are done, but everything else is done. So everything under here is ran where it needs to be ran. All the wires, but just the electric fans and just a few little odds and ends here. This wire that runs to that, and then you got all these right here, which you'll have two of them that'll run over to the pressure switch. You've got one that'll run right over here to engage your clutch, and a few more, power wires, accessory wires, things like that. So I still got to wire those. I'll be wiring everything up next. That'll be what I'm doing next. Okay, now that we're looking at it, we got a little bit more done to it. I added a extra loud horn because, car needs a loud horn because the exhaust's so loud. Factory horn's gonna be a little low on it. So we added a mega horn on there. I've already tested it out. Got everything, of course, already done here. Now, every single one of these wires that you see, none of these was done. Every one of these was individually. Of course, you saw them all rounded up. I put them exactly where I want them to go. Drilled holes, put grommets in for all my air conditioning. Now, I got all the connectors in for the headlamps, and I'll show you how I routed those wires. Here's the one for the, of course, the parking lights, my ground running down, and they all go up and underneath the core support. So when you're looking at it under the hood, you're not going to see really any wires. All these wires right here, from here over, is going to be under the fender. So you're really not going to see many wires under it unless you look like way down here. You see some down there. Now, of course, I heat shrink this to make sure that right there stays clipped. I also put the nut rivets in here so that if this right here ever needs to be removed for the radiator, it's easy. You can just take them right there out, take not the rivets, but take the bolt out, and this cap will come right off. And you got to worry about getting up in behind it, trying to get those out with everything in. Of course, there's for the turn signals. I got them ran all the way around, and then I got the factory hole there that I utilized, and then the horn, and then the wire that comes off the AC, I put it over here so that it would keep it off any accessories here, and it runs up. Of course, that one going down for the turn, and this one going all the way out to the other side so that the wires are hidden. And then I've run all these, every one of them down here to a ground right there, and I'm also going to put a ground wire from here over to the frame. I just haven't done that yet because I don't have it. And then of course they run over here and into that. So everything's pretty hidden on the car. Got the belts on. Everything looks nice. Of course, the radiator will be pulled forward right there. So when you pop the hood, this right here is exactly what you see. Everything under here is finished except for one thing, and that is this. This right here has to be connected to that plug right there for the brake switch. So I'm going to run this right here down and along this brake line right here to that right there, so that this right here is as hidden as it can be, but still work. It does utilize it. It's in the wiring harness. It says I can use this right here, so this is what's I'm gonna hook it up. A lot of people don't hook it up, but it has the accessory slot for it, so it's gonna be hooked up. So that's the only thing I've got left to do, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I've spent roughly 6 hours, maybe even more, probably about 6 hours cutting all the wires, getting them exactly where I wanted them to go, and running everything. So that's going to be it for the portion of the Chevelle under hood. Everything you see here is ran really neat. Those wires right there, they run right over. They're heat shrink. They go straight along this, zip tied all the way around, and then from right there, for the power for the air conditioning, it runs down to a fusible link here for this right here to go right there, and the other one to this one here for the ground. And all that is already connected. So everything under here is pretty much completely done. Fully finished. Need to polish them babies up right there. Clean it up. Of course, I painted that green. Figured why not. Painted green right there in the numbers because, you know, nothing like spending extra time. But that's what she looks like. Here's the wiring schematic for those wires for this car. Of course, this does have the VSS speed sensor. So this right here, if this helps y'all out, I hope that it does. If you're going to wire yours in just like that one, there's plenty of literature here that can help you out. But again, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel already. And if you haven't, please do so. Hit the notification bell, and as soon as the video uploads, you'll be the first to get it. But until next time, thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit my playlist. Check out some other videos and other car builds, such as some of the ones behind me. And I'll see you on the next video.